loud button. All right, we are officially being recorded. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for coming to the Salesforce for Insurance user group for 2023. We are going through, I apologize. I thought that I had updated that. We are going through spring release today. You are not here for winter. We already have that in our boxes. And actually some people might even be having spring in their boxes at this point in time. But wanted to do a round of quick introductions. I will start with the spring release 2023 notes. If you all had the opportunity to join last week, Salesforce actually gave this presentation, and so the kind people over at the Success Community allowed me to borrow it and go specifically over the insurance folks, or the insurance slides that are in here, and then we'll go around some Q&A, and then just kind of some general announcements overall at the end. I have this scheduled for a whole hour. I don't know if it'll take the whole time or not. But for those who have not met me before, hello to all. I am Danielle Laffey. I am the user group leader for the insurance community. I've been here for a couple of years now, running this particular group, and it's so fun because I get to see new faces and obviously existing faces, but new faces all the time as the group continues to grow, and the Salesforce continues to get more and more traction in the insurance space. Overall, a little bit of background from me. I've been around for a very long period of time. Since 2004 is when I actually started some of the Salesforce components or pieces, and have been working through that up until now. I've been a consultant for about 7 or 8 years and have been focusing specifically on oh, nice to meet you too. And have been focusing specifically on the insurance vertical for about 3.5 to 4 years. I just happenstance upon insurance, then had several different clients when I was in the ProServe team there at Salesforce, and just kind of fell in love with it and loved the ability to take something that's completely a necessity to everybody in the world really, but in the United States specifically, everyone has to have insurance. It's not always a pleasant experience, so let's figure out how to make that better for the people who work in the industry and also the people who are consuming it. So that's kind of why I'm in the insurance world and love it so much. And I'm a principal of insurance solutions. I sit on the partner advisory board for Salesforce, and I'm just lucky in general to have relationships with a lot of the people in and around the ecosystem with insurance. So welcome to everybody. I'm excited that you are here, and we can go ahead and kind of continue on. So thanks all for those who have been here. I would love for this group to be as collaborative as possible. I have not taken you guys, not muted you. You are welcome to talk. This is a community group. It is not a Salesforce-led event, if you will. So please feel free to communicate with each other. Raise your hand if you have questions. If I ask questions, feel free to give your insights or information, because I'm sure that someone else, either you might not even know who you're going to actually touch to spread a little bit of knowledge, or to ask a question that somebody might have. So let's succeed together here. No competitive nature in any way, shape, or form. We're just all trying to make the insurance industry better with Salesforce. Forward-looking statement. All of the information that I'm giving you, obviously make all of your purchasing decisions based on what's currently available. These things are supposed to be coming available, so we should be good with those, but just forward-looking statements. If you've been anything in Salesforce, you know this drill. All right, so let me go ahead and pull up the other presentation that I got going on here. I got more forward-looking statements. I just need to make sure that you guys fully are aware to buy what your information is given to you by your AEs and in your contracts and in your licensing and all of that good stuff that's available today. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. The first, and again, I went through this presentation and all of the different notes that we had in and around the financial services spring 23 release that's coming out here in a couple of weeks if it's not already in some sandboxes. and pulling out the specific relevant information that I find to the insurance vertical. And so not all of this is specific to the FSC cloud, but there are some items that I feel as though still are helping with the insurance vertical overall. Dynamic forms for leads is one of those. So in winter 23, they had the dynamic forms available for accounts, contacts, opportunities, and now they've officially extended those to leads. So if you were here for the winter 2023 release that I talked about, again, this is just kind of an add-on to what we saw in the winter release. How does this work, or why does this help for insurance and folks in Silverline or in Salesforce in general? Is there's a ton of information that we're trying to get from our prospects, our policyholders, our carriers, our agencies. You think of all the different people that you might have leads for, depending on what role you play or what specific item that has within the CRM. And there's just so many fields and so much information that you're trying to capture that dynamic fields really helps to use that conditional visibility when the users are looking at specific fields or specific information on a page. And so it just makes things a little bit cleaner and helps making that lead information a lot easier to navigate for your end users. Truly allowing you to create that more personalized experience, which really is what everybody's looking for. But also it helps with improved page performance and loading times as well. So just as kind of a reminder to that one, everyone, when Salesforce goes in that little spin and gets stuck for a second there with the three little ellipses, we always want that to go away. So making sure that we've got improved page performance and loading times for that. So that's kind of the first one that came out in the 2023, the spring, that I thought was interesting and relevant to you all. The next one is the enhanced meeting scheduling. So this is Inbox. If you guys are not using this, I have a lot of clients that I work with in the insurance space who use Salesforce Inbox, especially specifically for their sales and producers. And so Inbox, it's an email productivity tool, and it's included in all the UE licensing at this point in time. It includes an availability feature, which really allows the ability for speeding schedules. I'm sure that you guys have played calendar Tetris time and time again. And so this kind of helps fix that calendar Tetris, if you will. So with the new release, there is a book a meeting button. So instead of always sending your preferred times out, you can actually just simply send this button. They click the link, goes to the recipient, they open that, and all of your availability is open based on your Google or Outlook calendar. It's pretty slick. So think of some of the other, I'm trying to think of some of the other add-ons that I use. I feel like I use Candidly a lot with people who are sending me those. This just comes straight out of Salesforce and is part of that platform now. So pretty cool. The next one is the Dynamic Activity Composer. And so the new Dynamic Activity Composer offers users a few more choices and options than the tabbed Activity Composer did. It's a little bit more actionable. When emailing someone, you can now select from up to 3 email addresses and send the email. You can also log the type of email that you want. You can do a drop down like negotiation or meet and greet, etc. I know that as you guys are looking through some of your producers or your service contact centers potentially, and trying to figure out how much of what particular activities, what kind of engagement they're actually having. This is a great way for you guys to be able to kind of pull that out and know and understand the specific types of not just email, but what type of email that is, and be able to do a little bit more drilled down performance analysis for your particular people as they're contacting throughout. And so you can do that. You could do some of this before, but the big difference here is the user experience in and around this. It now takes less clicks to actually log that activity, the email, and the tasks aren't hidden behind tabs. So this feature will be enabled for every user in spring 2023. As it hits your org, it's not just an admin enabled feature. It's just going to automatically be there, which is really cool. And so kind of introducing this out, one of the recommendations that Salesforce is giving around being thoughtful for this rollout is a little bit of change management. So recommending the in-app guidance to introduce this to your users so that they know, since it is going to just automatically hit and you don't really have a choice in the matter. And if you're not familiar with the in-app guidance, it's a solution that is built into all the unlimited editions and allows you to create little pop-ups and walkthroughs. That's really meant for introducing new functionalities to users. So that's just a little tidbit from the success team around that particular rollout and making sure that people know and understand how to get in and out of it. The next one that I have is sales engagement enhancements. So sales engagement is a solution. It's built into all the unlimited editions. It used to be called high velocity sales. If you guys are familiar with that particular term, I have a couple of clients who are actually using this really extensively, and it's been a fantastic improvement for their sales and producer teams. It's meant for high volume sales, inside sales, allowing you to put that contact or lead in a cadence of emails, phone calls, and putting the standardization in place, especially because you guys kind of think of some of those compliance components as well. So having this is a pretty cool tool. With the spring 23 release, you can now assign a target of up to 5 different cadences instead of just the one that you guys had before. So you are able to achieve different goals. You might add a target for one cadence for collecting invoice information in your contact center or something, and then another cadence for cross-selling to insurance policies. I found this to be incredibly valuable for the clients that are using it today. Another really cool enhancement are call scripts. I've seen this multiple times as well, that I've implemented custom actually in some of our partners. So excited that this is actually getting rolled out in its out of the box format. But when a user selects a call script, when calling a customer, it can check to see if another cadence is being used within that, and it checks for the specific first step and then actually suggests the particular cadence that goes in and along with that. So a little bit of AI in there too. I thought this was really cool, and I'll be kind of sharing all of these slides out, so you'll be able to click to learn more about each one of these features as you guys see, maybe implying them into your own orgs. Okay, we also have the conversation milestone. So this feature works well with the sales engagement. It's basically an enhancement of the Einstein conversation insights, which is part of the sales engagement portion of things. Einstein conversation insights offers the ability to see insights and trends surface from voice and voice calls. Calls are recorded and analyzed for mentions for specific keywords and phrases like competitor names or product mentions. And milestones essentially live on top of the conversation insights and will automatically create milestones. And then they have the records auto update to that particular milestone. So if Einstein detects the keywords that are indicated in your negotiation stage, as an example, then Einstein would update that milestone to negotiation milestone. A lot of the conversion insights that you might actually see in here are managers and reps can unlock call insights and detect market signals through patterns in conversations, such as increased requests for particular products or discounts, mentions of a competitor or an issue, or objects, challenges, questions voiced by the customer. Managers and sales reps can also use it to zoom into the right part of the conversation quickly in order to listen back for some of your call recording to really find those important moments that were happening within that discussion. It also enables managers to truly tailor and personalize coaching by focusing on the moments of success and the areas of improvement for each particular rep as they're going through, or agent, broker, etc., producers. Next steps and meeting follow-ups are surfaced to ensure timely follow-through so deals don't fall through the cracks. And best practices can easily and quickly be identified across the team. So yeah, that's kind of what conversation milestones are. Excited to see this rolled out. I've never seen this personally, and some of the people that have used things in the past. I don't know if anyone else on the call has used these particular items. I don't know, raise a hand if anyone has actually seen anything. I think you can use your little reaction button to raise a hand and let me know if you've used it or not. All right. It seems like this is a new feature for everybody. So, so excited for everyone to kind of dig in and hopefully have a cool use case or story out of this, because this is definitely helpful for some of those producers that are walking through. All right. Next thing is the field service lightning. For those of you who, I'm sure that this is kind of old hat to a certain extent, but for those of you who don't know it, field service lightning is a service application. It's been around for a few years that connects customers and the workforce to deliver any type of the on-site services. This was in the past driven a lot towards kind of that communication realm of, fixing appliances or going through the cable guy as an example, like that kind of thing. But we're really seeing this particularly in the financial services being found a lot in the insurance for appraisals, claims processing, inspections, those kinds of things. And so it's been rolled out and really cool. And with that spring release, they've extended the offline capabilities of this. So I know that, when we're working with when I'm working with the customers that I have on a regular basis or clients that I have on a regular basis, one of their number one things is, well, this is great, but my people are in the field all the time. And what if I'm in a remote area and they don't have the ability to get Wi-Fi access or cell access in any way, shape, or form? And so this now allows the mobile users or workers, producers, et cetera, to upload and annotate images in the app, allows them to do their work order, service appointments, et cetera. And then eventually when you come back online, that'll all come back up again for like insurance claims as an example. There's a couple of different use cases that I've seen outside of that insurance claims process, but even, as you're going through the application process and being able to go out on site for some of those, pulling that information in, taking pictures, annotating things, and then sending that back to underwriting. I've seen that use case used here with Field Service Lightning as well. All right, contact center. So the Service Cloud Contact Center users now have access to the Einstein conversations insights that we talked previously about in the sales enablement portion just a couple of slides ago. This is going to be extended into the contact center as well. Again, those conversion insights picks up on keywords, phrases, and the recorded calls. And so it just allows you to really know and understand what next steps are, meeting follow-ups. So you don't have to worry about anything falling through the cracks if you have this kind of pushed out into your contact center. Slack recording conversations. So I've seen a couple of carriers and a couple of other agencies actually who are using Slack for insurance, which is just so cool. I love that that's coming in play. So with the acquisition of Slack, obviously they're making a lot of enhancements to the Salesforce is making a lot of enhancements to that particular product, including better integrations with sales, service, and FSC overall. So with the spring release, agents can now use Slack messaging functionality from Salesforce itself, which is really cool, as opposed to having it as a sidebar. And it comes from that service console. So you can be using this to swarm claims. You can use it to swarm specific calls, complaints, compliance issues, et cetera. It really maximizes some of the agent productivity as well and keeps everything working within inside of Salesforce itself, eliminating the need to switch back and forth between applications, which we all know people don't love switching back and forth between everything. So we've got the lightning threading and email to case. So this one is a pretty big game changer, I think. Lightning threading is the new email to case threading approach that matches incoming emails to cases using a combination of the token and header-based threading. So this new approach helps email to case find corresponding cases so that the case isn't created when one already exists. This really allows you to completely prevent the creation of duplicate case records. And this is obviously, this was a huge challenge and bottleneck to a lot of the email to case before. So this is an awesome tool that helps kind of keep all of your data clean and obviously keep some of the data volume down as well as they move throughout the process. Flows and flow builder enhancements. So there's really cool news about flows and flow builder enhancements for admins. There's some Slack information that's in here now. So now you can embed a screen flow within Slack. As you're designing your flow, one of the steps can be send a message via Slack, which is kind of cool. You can view, update, take action on a list of records using the new native component in screen flows. You can build multi-step guided automations that can be surfaced within Slack. So this allows you to really meet the users where they are, as opposed to, making them come to different screens and things. You can innovate your flow builder by converting your process builder processes into triggered flows. And for those of you who still are using process builder, I would really seriously consider looking at your orgs and making sure that you are learning flow and starting to convert some of those things over. Migration. So the updated migrate to flow tool can help your transition to flow builder. In addition to the workflow rules, you can now use the migrate to flow tool to convert the process builder processes into flow. Flows can do everything that processes can do and more. There's a link on this slide, which gives you access to the flow builder updates article. So recommend checking that out for sure to make sure that you get all the detailed updates and information around what's happening with the workflows and process builder. Again, as I've mentioned, make sure you're on top of this as they are building more and more things out with flow and starting to get rid of the old. All right, let's dive into the financial services components of things. So we've got service process automation. So for those of you who maybe remember Velocity, that eventually got acquired and then turned into SFI now, or Salesforce Industries, which is now officially part of Financial Services Cloud. It's been a couple of years in the making. They came out with what they call DPA, or digital process automation, which kind of allowed all the industries within Financial Services Cloud to use this particular piece. This is a low code tool that automates processes that spans multiple applications overall, which I've been using this for a couple of years, and it's so cool. So with this release, they are launching the service process automation within FSC, which allows you to handle end-to-end case fulfillment, even if that resolution requires an API call somewhere else. It's such a game changer to be able to have something on your screen as you're going through some of these flows. If you guys haven't seen this, I'm actually in the next group that we have, I'm going to be doing a demo of the Omni Studio and some of its capabilities. And it's just, it really is a game changer to be able to do some of those calls right in screen and right within that particular piece where you can pull information from multiple areas and render it based on the context. So new service process automation coming through that DPA tool for anyone who's interested in that. Actionable segmentation. We talked a lot about this in the winter 23 release. This is awesome for business users. Users can now easily create lists of clients and prospects who you want to receive certain high touch relevant outreach. When you create the list, you're essentially segmenting your customers. For example, maybe you want to meet with your prospects in New York with the highest net worth value. You can create a list filter by that particular location and a $1 million net worth. And then you can set an action for the list, like sending a bulk email, calling each contact, etc. And when you decide what the action is going to be, there's a field with a status in it, so you can keep that status updated and even share that with some team members. All right, next up, we've got Einstein activities. So with the spring 23 release, you can now use the power of Einstein activity capture to sync calendar events into Financial Services Cloud interaction summaries. So if you're using FSC but not familiar with interaction summaries, an interaction summary is a structured way to capture meeting notes and attendees in one place. And to prepare for a meeting, maybe you go into the account page, you see all the most recent interaction summaries, and you can filter all those interactions and search. For those who maybe had seen something like this, this was a really cool velocity component that was kind of brought into FSC over the course of the last couple of years as they've been molding those two particular pieces together into one. So you can filter it by interaction type, maybe deal execution, meet and greets, quarterly check-ins, etc. It's just a really cool tool in order to be able to see multiple items all at once and give you a broad picture of exactly what's happened in all the interactions that have taken place before you talk to whoever the account is, policyholder, etc. Integrated onboarding. So as you're onboarding your customers, policyholders, etc., they now have an integrated onboarding easily from Salesforce. So let's say an admin used the discovery framework to collect customer data needed for onboarding. You can now store this in Salesforce using this particular tool. And this is out of the box data model. It tracks legal entities. It has multiple addresses, which for all of you who are in this industry, we know that we've got tons of those. You can store documents, you can store items like licenses, passports, deeds, etc. It shows screenings and identifies verification skills as well. FSC makes it super easy for customers to complete their onboarding process, and with a new assessment, when a new assessment needs to be done, you can pre-fill capabilities just to make it go a lot faster, which we all know that we need pre-fill. A QR code that can get created allows a customer to submit their documents and IDV checks on other devices like a phone. Customers can then sign their assessments with a signature component. Using integration definitions, you can verify and screen the customer's information, making sure the financial institution can approve them. Admins can configure outbound screening the providers of their choice using integration definitions. And these definitions can either be external service-based or Apex-based. And the mid-office agent can also view the results of all of these particular items in a data model or in a flex card. And they can proceed with onboarding the client as they see fit, or policyholder as they see fit. Awesome. All right, so those are kind of just general overview of FSC, particular pieces that I see a little bit relevant to the insurance, and then we've got the actual insurance cloud pieces that came up from this. And so this is actually really cool. We've got our insurance help and training landing page that's out there in the community. It's new. I'll click on it really quick so you guys can see it really fast. For those of you who have not spent a ton of time, and I'm going to be stuck here for a second. They have really revamped. There's a lot of information that's come in from the old velocity pieces and now FSC and the new functionality that they built all kind of together into one. And so this combines all of those into one particular piece. It's incredibly helpful when you're looking at some of the, understanding what the actual digital platform is. They've got some videos and demos and things that you can watch. You can actually go in and interact and build some of the rating procedures and product models. You can really see kind of the out-of-the-box claims management, which is, again, one of those things I mentioned I'm going to do in our next round to see. And it's really cool. So make sure that you go here and check it out. They did a very good job, I felt, in putting this help documentation together, taking several different particular help areas and bringing it all into one. So make sure that you check that out. All right. Why is this not clicking checks? There we go. Okay, so just an FYI to all of you who are on the FSC and FSC for insurance specifically, they are having automatic upgrades in the sandboxes starting in 2024. Like that will happen immediately, but you can opt in starting now in order to do that. And so automatic upgrades keeps sandboxes and production environments current with the latest features. We did not have this before in the industry's model, and I'll tell you that a lot of things get out of whack on a regular basis. And so this is helpful, especially as they do a new release and it breaks something and you're trying to make sure that you're going through development quickly. This provides the regular patch updates for those that kind of immediately come after that. I know that I've had to deal with that a couple of times as we are trying to bring in the new latest and greatest technology into things. So in order to opt in for this, it's a 3-step process. Manually upgrade your current org, and then you're going to complete and sign the automatic upgrade opt-in agreement. And then you'll send that to whatever your Salesforce account team is, and they will get you set up for that. Again, as I'd mentioned before, this is actually happening starting in 2024. So maybe start it early or start planning, one of the two. And to learn about a few next steps on this particular upgrade, just letting you guys know that March 9th, they are having Salesforce is actually hosting a specific webinar on this. I did post it out on LinkedIn, and I think I also put it in to our collaboration group where you probably found this as well. So just make sure that if you have additional questions, you can join in for that. Okay, next component or piece, and this is just kind of overall highlights that are coming in and out of the insurance release. So we've got the build processes for payment authorizations. This sets limits on how much users can pay for losses and expenses. It builds a workflow around those particular payment authorization requests to particular supervisors and routes them appropriately. Users authorized to approve larger amounts will receive notifications pending on requests. They can link directly to the claims details and improve or deny the financial transactions. So that's actually really cool. The claim financial authority approval process can evaluate if users are allowed to make payments or approve payments based on their authority amounts. The next one is apply rules of deeper levels of product hierarchy. I actually am personally using this in one of the clients that we are implementing right now, and it is really cool. They've got the optional coverage, attribute values, rules, enhancements, and this actually helps to handle product structures. So if you think through, some of your commercial, maybe you've got agricultural, those types of things where you've got a specific location and then you've got multiple buildings or particular assets that are in and within that. This really helps to be able to have that all under one policy and be able to put that product hierarchy in place for that. It optimizes the rules set up for handling the multi-insured item products. There's enhanced LWCs that handle the execution of the optional coverages for each of those as well, based on the rules and all the particular levels within this hierarchy structure. And it goes as deep as a grandchild. So it really helps with efficiency and the fact that they're allowing this to be out of the box versus us having it was going to be a nightmare to have to create custom. So it was really cool. I was super excited to see this as we've been implementing it in a current customer that I'm working with. So if you guys have questions on that, I'm very well versed and happy to chat with you about it if you want to hit me up later. Delete census members for a group benefit quote. So you can delete a single census member record or multiple using the delete members option. The hierarchical tree view helps brokers and insurance carrier administrators browse the large detailed data sets more efficiently this way. We've got our customized attribute values. And so this is the ability to have the different flavors of the same product across many different profiles, personas within that quoting journey. And so the user profile parameters within the product rules provides the users the ability to configure attribute rules based on their profile. Expose profile as a parameter while evaluating rules beneficial for those in your product administration roles. So this is currently available only at the attribute level. And then finally, we've got issue out of sequence endorsements. So the ability to perform back-end modifications to a policy when future policy versions with an effective date is later than this date. So the ability to enable backdated modifications to a policy within term, apply backdated changes to all future versions, and then generate transaction amounts, enabling the out of sequence endorsements for internal users. So this is, as an example, An auto owner sells one car and purchases another. Regarding the transactions, this release offers the ability to see the component breakdowns of any applicable fees for the participants, the issuance, the endorsements, etc. All right. And I think, so I've got a Salesforce overall here, just kind of a general reminder that MFA is here. So make sure that you guys are paying attention to this particular piece. It will be auto enablement and then enforcement in September 2023. So make sure that you guys have a plan for what you're going to be doing for MFA. And there is some robot information that's in here, and just kind of some next steps for that as well. If you guys have any additional questions on that, probably reach out to your customer success manager, and I'm sure that they can help walk you through all of that as well. Awesome. So that is all I had for today. Thank you so much for joining. I'm actually going to stop sharing really quick and say hello to everybody. I'm not sure if I have a hand raise or a clap. Mike is a clap. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Please make sure that you guys are, if you're not, I'm not sure how you guys all got to me. Some of you probably got here through the community group, which is amazing. Please continue to work there. If you guys came through my LinkedIn, go join that group. Particularly, actually, I have a couple of helpful links that I'm going to link up really quick right here so you guys can see while I share this. So, and again, I'll be sharing this as well, but we've got the insurance success group specifically for Salesforce. That's the collaboration group. We've got the Trailblazer Community group, and then we've got the financial services success group too. So there's 3 different areas in which you guys can click in and make sure that you go connect with the particular people that are out there. I had mentioned before kind of upcoming ones, and I'll be posting those out on there. I will be going through the claims kind of out of the box module and be able to also have the demo org up so I can kind of poke through the back end, and you guys can ask me questions about how all of that works and what you can customize and what you can't customize, and how you may or may not be able to put something like that within your organization if you're only using that particular piece, etc. And I'll be doing a few more hands-on things like that going forward. I also am working with a person who is an expert on flows. I talked a little bit about some of the additional flows, so hoping to see some really cool things that are happening within the insurance vertical on flows as well. So I think that's all I have for you all today. Does anyone have any questions or any particular pieces of content or information? Is there anything anyone's excited about? Anything that people are?
This is great information. Thank you for sharing this. I look forward to seeing the slides, and I can click on those links.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'll be posting that out immediately after this.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Monica. All right. Well, if no one has anything else, I appreciate everyone for joining. Thank you so much. I will be posting this out for everyone later, and please make sure that you check out some upcoming sessions. And if you have any interest in a particular topic that you guys would like to hear about, I would love. I'm here for you. I have access to the product owners and things like that. So I'm happy to figure out a use case for you or get you more information on a particular feature or product or roadmap piece. Please just let me know. All right. Have a great day, all. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Bye.